Hey, welcome into Health Max Abroad. I think you're going to enjoy today's video a lot. It's something I've sort of been putting together over the years. It really was born out of necessity. I had a back surgery about 15 years ago, lower back surgery. Between L4, L5 there, they had to remove a synovial cyst. They think it was a result of sports that were repetitive, maybe golf, tennis. I tend to think it was golf. Tiger Woods, in fact, had the same surgery. But in doing so, the back has been really good over the years, knock on wood. I've been really diligent about keeping it strong, keeping it stretched, and it's really paid off. I'm able to do whatever I want, really. I play a lot of tennis, any sports that I want, still lift a lot of heavy weights. So everything's, knock on wood, going well so far. But I just want to say I constructed this, and it's been a bit of trial and error. But it's not so much of a time commitment in the morning that I really dread having to get through it. You can really blaze through this in under 10 minutes, I'd say. You could do it probably 8-9 minutes if you really want to make it a flow. Or if you really want to sit in the stretches a bit and try to incorporate some motor control, which I'll talk about another time, you could stretch this out probably 20 plus minutes. So it's in that sort of Goldilocks range. So hope you get a lot out of it. I do every day. It's really made a big difference in my own life. So here it is. Enjoy it. I'll narrate through. Enjoy it. All right, here we are getting started. Start here lying down. Here we're gonna get into this one-legged bridge. Just focus on activating that glute. First the left and the right there. You've got one side activated and the other side's more relaxed. Sort of getting some contralateral effect in your brain. Similar here, we're gonna just do these crunches up toward each leg on each side. These are sort of specifically incorporated for the low back, but we're getting that core activated. And on the next one, we're going to go both legs to us, a bit more dynamic. Yeah, you get worked into that one. Not always easy to get this going first off. Now we're cooking. Oh yeah. Flying high, baby. Just getting the juices flowing. Yeah. As I state, I'm not, especially as I look at myself doing this, I'm not the best at these exercises, but they get the job done. This exercise, I'm just driving my elbows down to the ground, really squeezing my scaps, activating those mid traps, rhomboids. Now we flip over and we're going to a progression here with the side bends. First the knees, then with the feet, and then we bridge up on one side with the arm. Anywhere, I'm just doing 8 for this video, but I go anywhere from 8 to 15. And then we pop in this hamstring stretch on top. Now you're really starting to warm up. Work through the same progression on this side. Always kind of aware of any one side being stronger than the other, any imbalance. Day to day. I look like I go deeper on that one. Now let's get this hamstring in business. There we are. Okay, and we flip around, get into horse stance, as it's called. Try to get those palms right under your shoulders. Oh yeah, we go into this. This can always get excellent feedback. Once I've reached the end stage of this stretch, this movement, I always get a pop right in the atlas, right at C1. It's kind of my confirmation that the spine's it's giving me confirmation that it's enjoying this already. It's getting stretched out. Go elbow to knee. Extend at the top there. Flex, extend, flex, extend. Really kind of focus on feeling that lower back and the glute there. Kind of driving with the glute. Using that glute, using that lower back.
Say, when I started doing these, I was all over the place. It's gotten better. Even this, from time to time, I can nail it for, I don't know, maybe 5+ seconds on a good day. You know, looks like I leaned over quite a bit to get that. Yeah. Yeah, not too good there, but hey, that's... Some days you got it, some days you don't. Now we're doing cat-cow. Really feel that lower back stretched out. Then really drop your abdomen down to the ground on the extension part of it. Extend that neck as high as you can. Everything's flexed. And then everything's extended. And that abdomen's dropping to the ground. Working an arch in that low back. And just flowing through about 8 to 10 times. Just pumping it. Pumping everything involved. Fascia, muscles, ligaments, GTOs. That's Golgi tendon organs. They sort of mediate your stretch response. It's more of a protective measure, and they sort of determine just how flexible different muscles happen to be. And that's one reason you want to sort of, when you get into a stretch and you're holding a stretch at in range, you're trying to find a new in range, you want to, if you can, incorporate a little motor control into that to make sure you have command of that in range. So if you get into in range of a stretch, just try to basically move with it in some way that tells your brain, hey, I've got control of this in range. Because when you do stretch beyond your in range and you do stress your GTO, your Golgi tendon organ, you can create some laxity. Tougher for a guy to do, but especially for women, that can really create laxity. This is a good one here to get that hand on the ground. Arms on outside of my knee there. Bring the foot over. Now we're into a hip stretch. And then throughout you do these things, they're known as hovers, but you'll notice here I get on that front and I hover that rear foot back up. And that's a play for motor control as well. But there's a whole other aspect of the routine. We'll do some of these hovers at the end, but these hovers are also known as controlled articular rotations, CARs. So it's great for the joints, great for getting stimulus into the joints. Here we're getting the hip stretched out. Now we're going to the other side. This is a tough one in the beginning. Tough to even get your arm over there, much less to get that hand on the ground, which is tough for me on this side, on this day, to get that hand on the ground. As you can see, I don't think I'm quite getting there. Maybe I do. But big stretch in the low back, the spine. Then bring that foot over. We're getting into the hip here, feels really good. Getting some good feedback. Now let's see if we can get a good hover here. A little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning out a bit too much there. And ideally you want to be able to do that hover without your hands on the ground on a good day. Now grab the foot. Good. And we're moving on. Now we're at 90-90. And we're going to see, I'm lifting that back heel and then the leg and then the front leg. These are hovers in 90-90. They're pretty tough. They look pretty simple and easy, but try it out. Lift that back heel and then lift that leg and then lift the front leg is tough from that position. And for me, I just get into Indian stance for a minute here because my hips are just traditionally so tight. For such a long time, I couldn't even come close to getting in this Indian stance. Now bring it over. We're going to twist. Get a twist on the spine. Other side. Yeah, we're flying through this. I think we're about 8.5 minutes in. And I'm even going a little quicker today, I would say, than normal. Most days I'm probably tend to be more toward that 20-minute range. Now this one's a This one's a bit of an acquired taste. Again, I could not tell you what these moves are in the yoga world. Oh, we're not getting there quite just yet. Yeah, now we're gonna kind of pump, and then we're gonna get the feet down on the ground behind us. Big time in the back, even the neck, I'm feeling it. Yeah, pump into a cobra. There you go. Feet all the way in the back. Nice. Almost 10 minutes in. You have little markers when you do this. I always try to grab the underside of my foot on this stretch, which kind of gives me feedback every day as to where I am, especially on this one. Now this is the one I'm talking about. This is, I don't know what you call this in the yoga world, but I always kind of enjoy this one, especially if you're on an uneven surface. Really good for your balance, challenges your balance. Yeah, just hold this and yeah. Feeling the hammies, the adductors. Really get those adductors. Give them some good feedback. I'm not sure why I did another one, I guess to get online with the camera. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Not sure what I'm doing with this, but there it is. All right. Now we're up and we're right near the end. Okay. Yeah, let's adjust that camera. There you go. Now we're playing ball. Okay. This one doesn't look looks like it hurts, and it kind of does, but boy, if you really feel those hips, those hip flexors, and then down here, man, really feel this in the cervical spine, thoracics. They're popping and screaming all over the place at this point. And then really arch the back into this one, and then go into this Cossack lunge. Cossack on both sides. Yeah. Okay. Almost done. 11 and a half minutes in. These are some other mobility moves. Oh no, we have to finish up these stretches, that's right. This one is a bit of an acquired taste as well. It takes definitely some practice. Didn't hold that too long. But this side's always tougher. Yeah. Really making it tough today. Ooh. Struggling. But it's in there. That's what we have today, so we'll go with it. A little side stretch. Side bend. Yeah. A friend of mine used to always say I had the flexibility of Melba toast. That's what it looks like to me on the screen.
A little bit lower.
But I tell you, it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse than Melba toast. Now we're just stretching out those toes in the back. And then we got a couple of moves here. We're just going to go inversion, eversion for ankle mobility. Just everted about 10 times, inverted about 10 times. Just get the stimulus into those ankles. And then we do these ankle rotations each way on one leg. A little bit challenging for the balance. Again, just doing the best you can. Start wherever you are. It's a great place to start. Never too late. But the sooner the better at the same time. So I do some of these knee circles. I'm just going through really fast now. Just some hula hoop hip circles. Almost right at the end. And then these are for the shoulders. So you're going to reach back. Really retract your scapulas as you do this. So I want your scapulas to be in the best spot possible to execute this. But yeah, make sure they're fully retracted. And then you're trying to get that arm back 90 degrees behind you. And you turn your wrist to the inside there, toward your spine. So several of those, and then now we're going to rotate the neck all the way around. Scapulars are still retracted, shoulders are back. You look back over your right shoulder, roll the head around, and then you're looking back over your left shoulder, and just reverse that a number of times. And this has gotten so much better on me. My neck used to be in really bad shape. Now, yeah, it's like you have a phone on your wrist and you're just rotating your hand around. Keep that phone on your wrist. Rotate your hand in circles. These are just wrist circles. Shake out your fingers, then you do a few elbow rotations, and we're done. And that's right at about 15.
All right, we just completed the core mobility stability stretch routine I do every morning. Really can't say enough about how much it's helped me. I had a yoga teacher for a girlfriend for a while. She helped me a great deal in that regard. Some of these poses are yoga poses. I won't know any of the names if it's a Chadasana, Sadasanasana, but I'll just have to describe them the best I can. But I'll have it here. It's in about probably 2 times the speed I normally do the routine. I'll just do a little narration, and I hope you can gather something from it, take a few things from it. The order of the routine is constructed in such a way that everything leads to the next. But obviously you can do it in any order that feels good to you. But for me, you get the stability there and then you move on to other aspects. But everything sort of builds upon the previous stretches or mobility that you just performed prior. So hope you enjoyed. Any comments, anything I could do better? I'm not great at it. I'm just doing the best I can. And I hope you enjoy it.